When I say I had fun with these new lights, I really did have fun.
Hello, and welcome to my three-point lighting system. Seriously, let's get right into the video.
So these things are really easy to set up, and they have a pump available, but honestly, you don't need them. You have to think about it for a second because, they show it, so you figured, oh, you must need that. Literally, it takes two breaths to blow these things up and literally 5 seconds, and they're done. So, you really don't need a pump to blow them up. Anyway, they have this little metallic leg on here. I'm just putting the spigot on for the light stand. And it just pops on. It's magnetic, and you can put it in horizontal, vertical. They're really lightweight, so you don't have to worry about it turning if you have it in horizontal mode or vertical mode. It stays, exactly where you put it because it is so lightweight. But they are a really nice little light. It's kind of surprising when you first, blow these things up and turn them on, that, they have some brightness to them. It is a 20 watt. It's not like this blinding light. And maybe I should have did that whole showing my face and squint kind of thing, but they're just a nice light. And now throughout this whole shoot, I did keep them at high power, at their maximum output. I did the whole shoot without, worrying about them running out of power. We shot maybe for 30 minutes. I'd say maybe a little bit longer, but not much. And, the last part of the shoot, I didn't even use them, but that's another video coming. But anyway, so we did, I think, 3 outfits total with this shoot. And I didn't have a hiccup with these lights. I mean, they just worked. And I'm putting them everywhere and anywhere. You're going to see me just putting them in horizontal, vertical, putting them to the side like this, just to get different looks. And you really don't have to worry about flare with these. Obviously, you can't use a grid on these or any kind of modifier. They are what they are. But because they're not that bright, you don't have to worry about flare coming back into the lens. I mean, unless you're close to them and pointing directly at them, I guess you may be able to get some flare from them, but it's rather unlikely. But you'll see, like, I have the one light pointed to the backdrop now, and I'm cutting off that right side because obviously it's not even light. That light to the side, like you can see here, it's dimmer on the right side because it's coming from the left side. But now I'm going to put it right behind her. The thing with this is it has to be up pretty high, so I'm going to have to maneuver myself when I'm shooting every time the model moves, hide it behind her, which isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, I'm just going to go back and forth and move side to side. I'm using the 135, so I'm in pretty tight anyway, so it gives me some leeway. But, I'll just squat down a little bit, go up a little bit. You can see it like in that little hair section, open hair section. It's tiny little bit of that backlight is seen, but you wouldn't be able to tell because of her hair unless you, zoomed into 200%. But, moving these things around, playing with them, just getting different looks, it's pretty easy. Again, not really that controllable, because they are what they are, but you can get different light patterns out of these things just by maneuvering them and moving them back and forth and moving your model back and forth. It's really that simple. Like this, I have a darker side to her just by moving that light back to the back more and having her turn her head towards the light. But, it's not extreme. Now, the light coming in from the window, I have covered up with that scrim. Obviously, it's just diffusing it quite a bit, bringing it down quite a bit. I would say 75% of the light on her is coming from these lights. 25% is a little bit of that ambient lighting coming in. I have these lights set at 6,200 Kelvin because I do get like 62 to 6,400 Kelvin coming in for those windows. It's a mix between the time of day, the tint on the window, so I have that bluish tone to it. But I set the camera at 6,200. I set the lights at 6,200 to even it out just a little bit so I don't have that two-tone look coming from the window and the lights themselves. But again, as you'll see, like, I'm using butterfly lighting now. these things, they just work. And I don't have to turn down the light when I'm using the butterfly. If it's too bright on the bottom, I just pull it away a couple inches. Because when they're not this bright, that 6-inch movement is going to change the look of the light and change the power output. With a brighter light or a strobe, you do have to dial down the power. With these, you just have to pull it back a little bit. Now for this, I set them up one on top of the other, just so I can show you, like, you can get full coverage, head to toe, with 2 of these UA20s. I think I should have brought down that bottom light a little bit, and I have the third light just, somewhat centered on her as a fill light. Not the best look in the world, because I have that, that lower light. It's up just a little bit too much, a little bit too powerful. For this, I'm just going to move the top light in a little bit closer to fix that, because, you can see that it's that bottom light's in just a little closer, and it looks like a little bit of an up light. But play with them, have fun with them. There's no way to, like, say this is how you set these up, or this is the best way to set these up. The best way to set them up is to play with them and have fun with them. In my opinion, that's what makes these lights so much fun, is the power of them and the ability just to move them everywhere and anywhere. Now I'm moving her close to the backdrop. I'm not going to have a shadow issue with these, because of the length of them, and the way I set them up. And again, not that powerful to cause a really harsh shadow or anything. This is actually a pretty soft light right out of the box. Now, whether you get 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show this 3 light setup because I took advantage of the buy 2 get 1 free from Ulanzi's website. I will leave the link in the description. I do have an affiliate code for it, so that 20 cents I make off these things really comes in handy to buy my coffee. So thank you in advance. But anyway, so now I'm just using the light to light her and the backdrop at the same time. So I have that side lighting and the backdrop is being lit, and it looks good. I love the look of this. I can't express how much fun these things are to use and to play with. Not only like I did in the beginning, but here's the overall look, just so you can see what the coverage is. But they're just fun to play with and move around, and you really can't screw up with them because they are a softer light out of this little light tube. And you saw them in the beginning and how small they are and how small they fold up. It's easy to throw in a bag to have a 3-point lighting system like this. I can't tell you how long the batteries are going to last. They did last me this entire shoot, so I'm not one to say. And it's not, obviously it's not a changeable battery. And these are waterproof, by the way, so you don't have to worry about that. They're the ports for the charging port and everything is sealed up really well. So you can use these in the rain without question, or float them on water, I'm sure. I think that would be kind of a cool shoot too. But I lost the summer already, so that's not going to happen for a shoot coming up. But anyway, if you guys do get some, please leave in the comments how you like them. I've had quite a few comments already saying they got theirs and they love it, and they're really shocked and surprised on how bright they are out of the box for a 20-watt light and for a big tube like this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shoot, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching as always.